Hi, guys. Welcome back to the All Sports Focus podcast. We are back here with our Week 12 episode, a little later than usual. Thanksgiving played a little bit of part in that. Brady was out of town, and we're back here with the normal three. Brady and Ryan, say what's up.
What up?
What's up?
All right, so we're back here, a little late Saturday night, getting an episode out. Brady was in Florida enjoying the warm weather. Better than the fucking freezing rain up here, but we're back. We're going to be talking about a few things. Get this one out to you guys, hopefully before the games tomorrow, if not during the games tomorrow, whenever it is. Obviously, we're a little late for the Thanksgiving games, but what can we do about that? So, starting off, I'm going to let Ryan talk to you guys real quick about the merch site real quick, because that's obviously been a big part of what we've been doing, so we'll let Ryan tell you about some of the updates.
Yeah, if you got your video on, you can see I got the Christmas one here, great Christmas hoodie. We got Andy with the blue breast cancer logo hoodie. So we've been pushing out in our social media that link for our merch site, and keep an eye out for that. We're constantly updating new products. Just in the last few days, I pushed out a travel mug, a regular mug, a pink hoodie, and our newest addition are 3 different color fleece jogger sweatpants with our Christmas logo embroidered on them. So we got some exciting new products coming out, so definitely go check out the merch site. Reach out to us if there's anything, as I'm sure Andy has said in a previous episode, reach out to us with any ideas that you have, because it's pretty easy for us to slap a logo on just about anything. So
yep,
we're excited about where that's going.
Yep, and I have a beanie, the blue beanie on the way. So when we get that and when that turns out, we'll show that to you guys as well. Jumping in here, we're talking about last week's NFL, and we got to start off with Brady's Bengals losing Joe Burrow. It's unfortunate, Brady. I'm sorry.
It doesn't feel like new news anymore, so honestly, it just doesn't.
I know it's been basically a week and a half because they played on Thursday, and we had already pumped out the 2 podcasts for that week, so we hadn't really been able to say that. But hate to break it to you, Brady, but the Bengals are not making the playoffs with Jake Browning as their quarterback.
They're still better than the Giants, so I'm gonna,
That was just an unnecessary jab, okay? All right, we're obviously not making the playoffs.
So I've accomplished
Did beat the Bills.
that I've needed to have.
Did beat the Bills.
Yeah, whatever.
Jake
All right,
Browning
so I'm just
gonna carry the Bengals to the Super Bowl.
No.
Dude.
All right, so we're quickly talk about just real quick the 4 games we missed before today, obviously. And it seems like about every time we bring up the Lions and we start hyping them up, they're Super Bowl contenders, whatever, they can win it, they lose a freaking game. They lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys absolutely walloped the Commanders, which everybody was expecting. And the Seahawks just keep slowly digging themselves a deeper hole in that NFC playoff race, which we will get to later in the episode. But, and then obviously yesterday the Dolphins absolutely blew out Tim Boyle and the Jets. Tim Boyle is basically just a Walmart version of Zach Wilson. I don't know what their game plan is with that, but New York football teams.
An interesting stat I heard about him. He only played 19 games in college. He had 13 interceptions. Guess how many touchdowns? That's our trivia question here for the viewers. Let's see if either one of you two can guess this. How many touchdown passes? 19 games. NFL quarterbacks obviously had to be pretty good.
9.
How many touchdowns?
Yeah, that's what I was.
9.
I think I saw the stat.
The correct answer is 1. He threw 1 touchdown pass as a college quarterback.
Where did he play
at the
college?
University?
Who drafted this man?
The University of Connecticut.
Oh, that makes sense.
He played at UConn.
That should have been the freaking tell if he
48%.
played football at UConn.
UConn is one of the worst
48%
programs.
completion, 13 picks, 1 touchdown, and he's an NFL quarterback. And
That is
Jets fans thought he
outrageous.
was a fucking savior.
Holy.
All right.
moly.
Let's run it back. Mark Sanchez, pull him out of the booth. We're bringing him back. But there's not much to say about the Jets. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers comes back, there's literally no point. You're out of the playoff race. You're
It's
quite
stupid to bring him back.
You're quite literally 4-7. So yeah. All right. So in this episode, we're basically just gonna be talking about playoff race who we think will fit in, what do we think, who will get each bye, who will get the bye for each conference. Big Eagles-Chiefs game that happened this last week. And then just, those bubble teams, that 6 and 7 seed in both conferences are kind of quote-unquote up in the air. So we'll just talk about those. This will be kind of a short one, so Brady's able to edit it and get it out to you guys before the games tomorrow. So we'll just jump right into this. And as I mentioned, the Eagles and Chiefs game, the Chiefs ended up losing that one. And as of right now, the Miami Dolphins would have the bye in the AFC playoff right now at 8-3. At 8-3, they would be the 1, and Baltimore would be the 2, and the Chiefs would be the 3. So that's just a little fun fact, and we'll just go around the horn here. I'll let Brady start us off. Brady, who do you think will end with the bye for the AFC?
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna have to stick with the Chiefs.
Stick with the Chiefs.
I think their schedule's too bad coming into the stretch here, and I know the Ravens' schedule's pretty damn hard, from what I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw this out here before. I should have mentioned this beforehand. The Dolphins and the Ravens play each other week 17 in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's a big
So that could be a very big game. The Dolphins end their season, hosting the Cowboys, playing at Baltimore, and then hosting the Bills. So all three of those games will be very high contention. There's no easy games in there. And then we'll jump over to Baltimore, like Brady mentioned. They have the Chargers this week on Sunday Night Football. Then they have the Rams, the Jags, the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Steelers. None of are easy games. And then we go to the Chiefs. They have the Raiders, the Packers, the Bills, the Pats, the Raiders again, the Bengals, and the Chargers. I think the only gimme game in that whole list is the Patriots. So all three of these teams we're talking about right here, and can't count them out. Somehow the Browns and the Jags are still in this running, but let's be honest. It's going to be one of these three teams we're talking about. So, Ryan, who do you think will end up with this bye here in the AFC?
I still think it's the Ravens, honestly. I think I was listening to Dan Orlovsky talk about it a little bit on the Pat McAfee show from a couple of days ago, and he said his biggest issue, biggest warning sign with the Chiefs is they can't seem to connect on downfield passes. Like, yes, the drops are a concern, but like if you watch that Chiefs-Eagles game, there was multiple times where it was like the receiver was running a post route and Patrick Mahomes is throwing a go route, or Patrick Mahomes is throwing a corner and they're running a go. And so he was saying that is kind of what we've seen across the season, and I think those issues are going to continue to persist because, let's be honest, Travis Kelce has not been even a shell of himself this year. And I think when he's not a lethal weapon, teams don't have to double team him, and then guys like Kadarius Toney and Valdez-Scantling have to like go out and make plays, and they can't. Like, they thrived last year because Travis Kelce was absolutely lethal, and teams had to double him, and so it left somebody else with a mismatch.
Yeah,
so
but
I think Baltimore right now is playing better than Kansas City. I think they're more of the all-around team.
Mm-hmm. I think, though, on the flip side of what Ryan's saying with the whole Travis Kelce thing, is sometimes you get where they end up doubling Travis Kelce on these 4th and 1s and these 3rd and shorts, where that's Patrick Mahomes' number one target, and he looks other places, and his wide receivers can't get open. They're not giving him a chance to throw him the ball, and it shows, like the Marquez Valdez-Scantling drop in the Eagles game. That dude literally had a touchdown, and he dropped it. It was a good ball right here, right in the bucket. All he had to do was catch it, and it's a touchdown.
I saw an interesting Tyreek Hill tweet about that. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. It's like that catch is so much harder than like anyone knows. Like under the lights, like you don't know, like the lights could be getting in your eyes.
Yeah.
Like, anything could be happening, and you have to turn around and make a catch over your shoulder. I mean,
yeah, it's just like obviously we're not throwing Marquez Valdez-Scantling under the bus here, but it's not like it was 15 yards overthrown and he had to do a full sprint and Superman dive for it. I mean, it's one of those things. But
it hits you in the hands, hits you in the face, and then hits you in the hands again, and then falls to the turf. And
I'm gonna have to stick with from our preseason podcast. I was a big Dolphins guy, and as their schedule holds up here, They've got the Commanders, the Titans, the Jets, but then they obviously finish with the Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills. As much as I want to say the Dolphins are going to finish with this number 1 seed, I think it's going to be the Ravens.
3-3.
I think they go 2-4.
Wow. Okay. I think it's going to be the Ravens. I think the Dolphins just obviously don't have enough. It's shown have they won a game against a team with a winning record yet this year? Has that still not happened? Yeah, exactly. So I think it's going to be the Ravens. The Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will be the 2, but I think Baltimore's playing too well right now. And it even showed without Mark Andrews how well their offense was still clicking against the Bengals. So I think I'm going to stick with the Ravens.
I think the Chiefs, honestly, I have to think that they drop at least 1 of 2 to the Raiders. Like, I think if the Raiders playing with like the energy that they've been playing with under their interim coach, I think they definitely don't get them both, but I think they get the one in Las Vegas. I think the Raiders pull it out. And then I think the Chiefs lose to I'd love to be optimistic and say that they lose to the Bills. But that just depends which Bills team shows up, whether it's the early season or Joe Brady Bills or whether it's the mid-season Bills. But I think they drop at least 1 more.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody from the AFC goes like unbeaten the rest of the way, at least from the playoff contention teams.
I agree. All right, so we're going to jump in here to the 6 and 7 seed, which if Houston is able to win either this week or next week, they should kind of pull themselves away from this group. But so right now it's Cleveland in the wild card. It's Cleveland at 7-3, Houston 6-4, Pittsburgh 6-4, and then Buffalo 6-5. Then Indianapolis, Denver, and Cincy are 5-5, and then Las Vegas is 5-6. So reasonably, let's say out of Houston, Pitt, Buffalo, Indianapolis, Denver, and Cincy, and Las Vegas, there are only 2 teams that can make it. What 2 teams do you guys think can make this? And I'll start us off here. I'll give you my 2. I think Houston stays in this. I think they clearly pave the way for the rest of this season. C.J. Stroud, DeMeco Ryans that offense is gross, and it'll only keep getting better and better. So I think they're going to stay in that 6. And it's that 7 seed, which is really, really interesting. And as much as I want to say the Bills, Ryan, I can't. Because, their next 3 games is the Eagles, Chiefs, and the Cowboys. And then they play the Chargers and the Pats, and then they have to play the Dolphins again. I could see them very well going 3-3 there. Maybe if they drop one of the Dolphins, 2-4. It's tough with that hard of a schedule coming up. So personally, it's tough to say who this 7 seed is going to be. Because it's like all of these teams have tough schedules where it's like, okay, who's going to win this one? Who's going to win this one? But I personally, I'm going to not be very original here. I'm going to stick with what it is right now. I'm going to say Houston and Pittsburgh stay in this one. Pittsburgh finally got rid of Matt Canada, and I don't think any team is going to be good enough or win these hard games to push either of those teams out. So, Ryan or Brady, you guys can take it away.
I think the Steelers, I don't think Kenny Pickett is good enough. Like, I think the Matt Canada issues have been overblown by Kenny Pickett struggling, and I think he continues to struggle. And so I think that they drop out. And honestly, I do think that the Bills move up. I think that the Bills playing under Joe Brady, like, we saw it, and yes, the win against the Jets is not overly impressive just because it's the Jets without, with Zach Wilson at quarterback. But I think the confidence that you saw the Bills play with on offense, I think they're able to snag it. They win the 3 games they need to win at least, and I think they get a 4th one. I think one of the next 3 weeks they get a win, and then I think they close out 3 and get Miami, because I don't think Miami still has an answer for what Buffalo throws at them defensively. So I think they end up 4-2, and I think they sneak into the 7th seed. And that's not even just me being, a Bills fan, fair weather fan. Like, I genuinely think that they go 4-2, sneaking one out and get the 7th seed. But I think the Texans stay for sure. Like, they're playing too well right now to not be the 6th seed.
All right,
Or
Brady.
maybe even the 5 if the Browns lose a game or two.
Yeah, Brady.
So I'm gonna take the Texans, obviously.
Okay.
All right, hear me out, bro. Hear me out. I know what y'all are thinking. I'm about to go into my Cincinnati like spiral right here. We haven't seen Jake Browning play football, bro. This guy has taken one snap in the league before, whatever that performance was against the Ravens.
What was the stat we just heard?
All right, dude, listen. Jake Browning, he hasn't gotten the reps, just give him a chance. But I'm not going to be taking Cincy with this pick. I just saying don't count him out, all right? They're a solid team.
Can I say something, Brady, real quick? Did you see that Cincinnati Bengals legend AJ McCarron got elevated to your active roster ahead of the game tomorrow as your backup? I think he's better than Jake Browning. Let's give AJ McCarron a start, boys.
No.
All right,
no.
You can keep going.
Cut it off, please. Washed XFL quarterback. All right, low key, boys. I don't like the Steelers. I hate the Steelers, so I don't want them in the playoffs. So I'm not gonna put them there. All right, I'm just gonna give you all the reasons. I hate the Steelers. I don't care about them. The Broncos, they're not making the playoffs. The Bills, their schedule I think is too tough. So hear me out when I say the Indianapolis Colts.
I knew that's where you were gonna go.
By far the easiest schedule I have seen in my life. I think every game is winnable that they have, except
Can you read it off?
Yeah. Hold on.
Can you read it off?
I just had it up. Hold on. Here it is. So they play the Bucks. I think they can win that. It can go either way. They play the Titans, another one that can go either way.
Yep.
They play the Bengals. We don't know how that's gonna look. They play the
Jake
Steelers.
Browning.
Don't know how that offense is gonna look. They play the Falcons. Falcons suck. They play the Raiders. You don't know how they're going to look by the time Week 17 hits. And then they play the Texans, which they'll probably lose.
Yeah.
If they keep playing like they are right now. I think they
Out of
have
the team,
6 winnable games here.
Yeah, out of the teams we were talking about, that's by far the easiest schedule.
Yeah.
Of the 4, 5, whatever we were talking about.
That's why I'm going to take Texans and Colts.
Okay. 3 AFC South teams sneaking the playoffs.
AFC South, wow.
Yep, who would have thought? We go from 4
who would have
AFC
thought?
North to 3 AFC South.
Yeah, I really wish Joe Burrow could have stayed healthy. That would have made this whole playoff race a lot more fun, a lot more competitive.
We don't know what Jake Browning's gonna bring to the table. Bro, stop rolling your eyes over there. Bro, it's just salty because the Bills got mashed, bro. Bro, he ain't no Tim Boyle. Jake Browning was a dog in college. He was like Pac-12 Player of the Year. He was a dog.
Oh shit! I said something about the frickin' stat. That was Tim Boyle. I got the two confused. Yeah, that was Tim Boyle, the one with one frickin' touchdown.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you talking about? Yeah, Jake Browning's a dog.
All right, so we're gonna move on here to the NFC 1 seed. Yeah. It's a big game coming up in 2 weeks here. Yeah. The 49ers and the Eagles in Week 14. And I think that game will basically be for the 1 seed. I don't think anybody catches them. I don't think anybody catches the Eagles, personally. I think the Eagles are going to get the 1 seed once again. Brady, Ryan, you guys agree with that?
Yes.
What's Philly's schedule the rest of the way?
Let me take a look.
I mean, they play the Bills, then the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, the Giants, Cardinals, and Giants. And I don't personally...
I think they get the 1 seed.
I don't personally see their defense being able... And, I mean, they play the Giants and the Cardinals.
I see them maybe
of their
dropping
total
one
last
game. Maybe.
Yeah.
And
I think the 49ers
by the time they
beat
clinch
them.
the 1 seed, they get to Week 18, and then they bench everyone, and the Giants win.
Yeah! 3-8, baby. Hey.
I think the 49ers beat them.
You're not ready for the hot take I'm about to throw out when we
playing.
get to this wild card.
I'd like to personally sell my soul to Christian McCaffrey for fantasy this year. I will enslave myself to you. You can do anything you want. You can tell me to do anything I want. I will do it. Christian McCaffrey, thank you.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay, there we go. All right, so we all agree with the Eagles. We can move on from that. And then basically the same question this wise. Dallas is running away with that 5 seed. That's not even in question. So it's basically the 6 and 7 once again, and it
God,
is
the Saints are ass.
Minnesota. Yeah, it's Minnesota, Seattle, Green Bay, the Los Angeles Rams, and I guess I'll throw the Falcons and the Bucks in there just because they very well could take over the NFC South. That's just how bad that division is. So, but we'll keep it because the Rams have a very decent, not very great schedule coming up. So we'll keep it Minnesota, Seattle, Green Bay, and LA. We'll keep it those 4 teams. What are those 2 teams you think make it in? And I'll let Brady start us off here. I'm going to put him on the spot.
This is interesting. Now, I think Minnesota looks phenomenal. I think they're definitely making it, especially because they don't have Jettas back yet. Josh Dobbs has been playing exceptional for the role that he has taken.
I think they play the Bears twice too.
Yes.
No, only once. Only
once.
Once.
Oh yeah, and it's Thursday or Monday night this week. But you never know how that's gonna go. It's division. It's Monday night, prime time. Justin Fields can throw 500 yards. I hope. Now, Seattle has been in a slump. They did get they've been dismantled like every game they've lost. I think 4 of their losses are to AFC North teams.
Wow.
Is that right? They lost to the Bengals. They lost to the Ravens.
Let's check.
They beat the Browns actually. So I stand corrected.
Yeah, they did beat the Browns by 4. But they did lose to the Bengals, the Ravens, and they have yet to play the Steelers. They play them week 17.
Okay, never mind. Then they lost to 2 AFC North teams, almost to the Browns. They lost to the Rams. That was a terrible game. Obviously, Geno Smith and K9 got hurt.
Kept the Rams in this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In this conversation,
and they got absolutely throttled by the Niners. And then you look at their schedule. They have to play Dallas. They have to play Philly. They have to play the Niners again. I just don't see Seattle making it. And if Jordan Love keeps playing the way that he's playing football right now, them Packers look pretty nice to slide in there in that 7th seed. I'm gonna take the Packers.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, I was just
about to say. All right, Ryan, you can go ahead.
I think the Vikings stay at 6, like Brady said. I mean, I think that's about as foregone of a conclusion as it is, as we were talking about with the Texans in the 6th seed. And then I think Green Bay slides up. I mean, Brady covered it all as far as Seattle sliding down and falling out of it. And, the Rams being number 9, looking at their schedule, I don't think that they can get it done. So I think the Packers are, with the NFC North, really, besides Minnesota, looking the way that it does.
Detroit.
I know, but how many times do they have to play Detroit just one more time, or they've already played them twice?
They've already played them twice.
They played them twice.
Yeah.
So they don't have to play technically the best team in the NFC North anymore.
True.
So I think the Packers slide in at 7, and we get 3 NFC North teams. Can we just talk about how much worse like the NFC is over? Like,
oh yeah.
Besides the top 4 teams,
it's brutal.
NFC is so much worse.
It's looked the same for 3 or 4 years, probably 3 years. I mean,
all right.
AFC's way
Let me take over here because I've got a point to get to here.
LA's making the playoffs.
So the Vikings obviously at 6. But hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
The Giants, they're coming back from the dead. Tommy DeVito, baby.
I was actually gonna talk about them real quick. Yes, they are 3-8.
Okay.
But hear me out. They play the Patriots this week, and if we play anything like we did last week, we're 4-8. Okay, we play the Packers. A miracle happens. We're 5-8.
Cut it off.
We play the Saints the week after. We're 6-8. We're right back in this. Then we play the Eagles. We get blown out. All right, we're 6-9. We beat the Rams. We're 7-9. Okay, and then hear me out. Like Brady said, the Eagles bench all their starters. 8-9. The Giants sneak in at the 7 seed. No, I'm just kidding.
Are we done?
I wish. I was done.
Yep. Very good.
Hypothetically, the Giants win out besides one of the games against the Eagles. They make the playoffs, but that's not gonna happen. So
I don't know.
yeah, it's gonna be the Packers and the Vikings, in my opinion. I don't think there's anybody else that can take over. Maybe the Rams if they keep playing somewhat decent. But I mean, they play the Cardinals, the Browns, the Ravens.
Not to mention the
And the
Packers' schedule is
49ers.
pretty light to finish the year too. Their only
Yeah,
tough game is against the Chiefs. They play the
Mhm.
Giants, like you mentioned, the
Whoa,
Bucks, the
whoa.
Panthers. Hey, stop.
Monday Night Football in New York.
Bro,
Our prime time
what are you
this
gonna
year
do?
in New York
Injure
has been
their whole
terrible.
team? Tear another Achilles
Yeah.
MetLife, Will, huh? Jesus.
Yeah, screw it. Let's go after them. Set the tone first drive.
Yo. Oh my.
my
See, the one
gosh.
redeeming quality that the Packers have is that their defense, they just have a game plan, man. They're really good at making a game plan for defense. Their defense has been very, very good these last
For
few
Tommy
years.
DeVito.
Who has to make a game plan for Tommy DeVito?
Bro, he threw 3 touchdowns. He was NFL Rookie of the Week last week. You ready for this? Mr.
Anybody
Italian
put
man.
Ryan,
help me out
Italian
here.
man.
Ryan.
Anybody
Hips,
would have looked like
hips,
Rookie of the
hips.
Week in that game. You could have literally
Come on.
put a statue at quarterback, and they would have been
Boy,
Rookie of the
bueno.
Week.
Bro, the Commanders
Tommy
are
DeVito.
so bad. I can't believe you're celebrating this, bro.
You literally could have put anybody at quarterback.
I think we could have
And they
put
would've
Daniel
thrown
Jones
for,
a
like,
day
4
after ACL
TDs.
surgery.
Tommy DeVito
out
could
there.
have thrown 5 interceptions. You guys would have won that game.
Could have put
Washington
his
just gave you
mom
the
as the
game.
quarterback.
Tommy DeVito has the same number of wins this season as Daniel Jones does. I just want to put that out there.
Daniel Jones has gotten completely dicked over by the Giants.
Cut
I
him.
mean, that's not true. He got paid a lot of money, so.
He got paid. We gave him a
Yeah.
chance. He shit the bed. Cut him.
What is his chance? He's
No.
had a ridiculous amount of
Opening week.
line now.
Opening week. 40 does nothing. That was a chance.
And what did his offensive line look like? He never had more than like a second and a half to throw the ball.
I don't
What do you want
care.
him to do
Throw a
against the
check down. If they're going to blitz 6 every play, someone's open. It's math.
They didn't have to. They didn't have to.
Absolutely
blitz.
blown out by the 49ers. Absolutely blown out by the
They did
Seahawks.
not.
Blown out by
They
the
did not
Dolphins.
have.
Daniel
did not
Jones
have to
sucks.
You know, I was looking at, and they actually did a breakdown of the games that he's played in. Only like 5% of the time did the other team send more than 4 rushers. But yet the New York's pass block win rate in those games was like 28%.
Okay, but watch the film.
It means like less than 1 out of 4 times they actually block the defensive lineman long enough for him to get a pass off.
Okay, but listen. Did you not see what
Is that
Tommy
fair
DeVito...
as-
Look what Tommy DeVito and Tyrod
It's
Taylor
the
do.
Commanders.
Look at
And
the weeks
Tyrod Taylor
before.
did-
You guys still
If
arguing about
anybody-
the New York Giants, the most irrelevant
If
team in the
anybody
NFL?
is open, if nobody's open, dump it off to your best player. It's Saquon. That's how he scored 2 of his touchdowns last week.
And he was
It was
hurt
really a
for
check
the
down,
game.
and he ran for 30 yards. Touchdown. It's not that hard to throw a
Okay,
check
against the
I could go up
Commanders
there,
again.
shotgun, Sego, stand there with my left hand, throw a check down to Saquon Barkley, touchdown.
Against the Commanders. Saquon
Daniel
Barkley was
Jones
hurt for
almost
part of
lost to
this
the
season.
Cardinals. No,
Very
I don't
valid.
care. Save the money.
Tommy DeVito would
quarterback.
not win against the Cardinals.
No, I'm not saying he would have, but I straight up mean this with all
But
my
that's
heart.
not
I
Daniel
would take.
Jones's fault.
I would straight up draft Michael Penix #1 overall instead of having Daniel Jones, paying him $45 million a year again.
But here's the thing, and what I'm trying to say is no matter who you put at quarterback, with that bad of an offensive
Whoa,
line,
Brady.
they will not win. That's
Okay.
my point.
Look at what
You
Sam
could
Howell's.
put Caleb Williams and Drake May out there together at quarterback. They still would not win with that
Dude, look at
shitty-ass offensive line.
Look at these other shitty ass offensive lines. At least their quarterbacks are actually doing something. Daniel
Who?
Jones just pit. Sam Howell actually throws the ball. Yes, they still suck. He actually throws the ball.
He's
Daniel
taking
Jones
more
takes-
sacks.
Because his offensive line is terrible.
I would like to put an end to this argument, please.
Daniel Jones takes a snap.
I am getting sick of talking about Daniel fucking Jones. He is ass. Let's move on to the next segment, please. Holy Christ.
We would beat the Seahawks if he weren't to throw a pick six.
The Giants are terrible. Next. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
All right.
Let's keep it moving.
That's basically all we got
10
in the
minutes
episode.
of arguing about Daniel fucking Jones and how he's the greatest quarterback in Giants history.
He is not. I would take Eli Manning right now out of the retirement home, out of Monday Night Football broadcast, and put him in the lineup. I would take him over Daniel Jones. So tired of him. Why did we pay him instead of Saquon Barkley? I don't care. Draft a quarterback. Move on.
I'm not saying he's the answer long term. I'm just saying that I don't think you can judge his performance this season as saying, oh my gosh, he's awful, when he has had no help and Saquon was hurt for a part of this season.
Who are the games
just
he's
like
in?
Just like I don't think Zach Wilson is completely the problem in the Jets, because the Jets OC and offensive line are bad too. Yes, Daniel Jones is not, by any means a top 15 quarterback in the league, but I don't think I think he could win more games than a lot of other quarterbacks in the NFL.
All right, hear me out. I'm going to throw this one last thing out, Ryan.
Daniel Jones looks like on the bench.
I know. He had a chance against the Raiders game, and what did he do?
Brady, put your brace up there. You're the same as him right now.
Ow!
Daniel Jones crapped the bed and then tore his ACL. I'm not saying the torn ACL is his fault, but he had a chance in that first half of that game, and he absolutely pissed down his leg.
I can't believe I tore my ACL.
I would straight up take, if the New York teams switched quarterbacks, Zach Wilson for Daniel Jones, and they threw in like a 6th-round pick just to get rid of his contract. Dude, hear me out.
Contract, bro.
That's my point. I'm not saying to get.
At least Daniel Jones has some size.
I'm not saying Zach Wilson's good.
Yo! What are we talking about now?
He's more of a prototypical NFL quarterback than Zach Wilson is. Zach Wilson's like 6 foot.
I'm not saying Zach Wilson's better. I'm saying to get rid of Daniel Jones's contract. Let me correct myself. We're paying Daniel Jones $45 million a year to sit the damn bench, when Tommy DeVito has the same number of wins as him.
Gary Eder,
I don't care who it's against. You're in the NFL. God.
Okay, but that's like saying this Bengals are paying Joe Burrow $59.5 million or whatever it is to sit the bench.
You're gonna throw him.
He actually wins this season. He actually got wins.
I would like to donate my wrist to Joe Burrow. Thank you.
I'm just saying, like, that's the argument. Like, you can't say, oh, he didn't get benched. He tore his ACL.
Yeah.
After he got
benched.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson got benched.
If we had Tyrod Taylor, we would be... Hear me out. Last thing I'm going to say, if we had Tyrod Taylor, we're making the wild card. We should have beat the Bills. We should have beat the Bills. We should have been 4-7.
Bro, you just made me break the fourth wall with that outrageous comment. That's actually crazy, bro. You got me back here talking
Tyrod Taylor.
Ghost.
You can't tell me Tyrod Taylor isn't at least a somewhat decent quarterback.
Not enough to bring the New York Football Giants to the damn playoffs.
See, here's the thing I don't understand with the Giants.
Yeah, who did that?
We have a better team than we do last year, and we can't even make the playoffs. We can't even be close to the playoffs. We have a better team. We have Jalen Hyatt, and all we do
last year and won a playoff game.
Saquon Barkley.
Who is the quarterback for the New York Football Giants that went to the playoffs and won the wild card game? Yeah,
Daniel Jones. Yeah. But props to Saquon Barkley,
who was also hurt for part of last season. Yet they still made the playoffs.
Daniel Jones.
No, Saquon.
Daniel Jones was hurt too.
Oh, maybe that's why they made the playoffs.
Maybe Tyrod is better after all. All right, moving on here.
Tyrod's literally just a black Daniel Jones, bro.
All right, so hear me out. The Giants cut Daniel Jones. The Bills sign him as Josh Allen's backup. Daniel Jones takes
We already
over from
have
Josh
Kyle
Allen. Josh Allen
What?
gets benched after 4 weeks next season. Daniel Jones takes over, leads the Buffalo Bills to a Super Bowl, and then I will apologize to Ryan. That is when it happens, okay?
Daniel Jones plays through the torn ACL accusations.
Wins out the rest of the season. Giants Super Bowl. Okay. All right. If you guys got nothing else, I think that's enough. We got a little first take action right there. A little Stephen A. Smith about
I enjoyed it.
the
I
New York
like that.
Giants.
I like the little.
Brady
little
was the
feasting.
woman like mediator on First Take with like Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, like the OG days, where
The
they would
one,
just be
like,
screaming at
attempting
each
to, like,
other. Yeah, and she'd be like,
attempting to move
let's
on to
just
the
move on.
next thing. And
Let's just move on. Here we go. No, you shut up, Max. You're just terrible. That's basically what was happening.
Literally
We
skipping
just need to do
Shannon
one
Sharp
episode.
in front of me, dude.
We need to do one episode where we just trade off like every 10 minutes. We just argue about something that both
That's
of us
a
just
good idea.
completely.
That's actually a pretty good
We
idea.
just agree. Well,
We
to
do
world
two.
history
Yeah,
debate,
listeners,
right?
We could do a
Smith.
week. We can do a weekly podcast, and then that one can be a weekly one, and we'll have two different podcasts.
Yeah,
One about the week,
we'll
one
have
just
Pap post
arguing.
yeah, we'll have Pap post an Instagram poll. Give us some topics to have some heated arguments against,
the debate.
and we'll post some videos on that. That'll get some views. All right, so Brady, Ryan, you guys got anything left to say? You guys got anything else?
Jake Browning, best quarterback
No?
in the league.
Okay.
Miles better than Daniel Jones. Ryan, I know you can agree with that.
All right, so
I've never seen him play, so I can't comment.
See, no one has exactly,
Right.
which is why we're gonna be. It's gonna be a nice
Yep.
surprise.
all right, so keep your eyes out. Me and Brady and Ryan will be working on some Madden content, as well as Charlie Halstead getting some franchises going.
Oh,
keep
there
an eye
should
out
be
on
a
the
Madden
merch site.
video this week, by the way.
Oh, sick. Madden video this week. Hopefully this podcast gets out in the morning. Check our Instagram story for the link on our All Sports Focus page. Give that a follow. Check out the merch link in our Instagram, our Spotify,
YouTube.
whatever. We have a link tree. We have a link tree now, thanks to Pap, as well as our TikTok
I made
page.
one like 3 months ago, but okay, yeah, that's fine. Bro,
Thanks to
what?
Brady and Pap.
Literally made one in math
Alright.
class 3 months ago, bro. That is
Okay,
crazy.
my bad.
No
My bad.
way. No
Check
way.
out our TikTok as well.
Just as reliable as
Um,
Daniel Jones, aren't I, Ryan? Jesus Christ.
I know, you're just getting thrown under the bus, just like Daniel Jones.
All right. All right. Keep your eyes out for us everywhere. Hope you guys enjoy listening to this one. Got a little heated at the end. Enjoy watching football tomorrow, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.
See
We ready? Brady, you good?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hi, guys. Welcome back to All Sports Focus. I fucked it up, and I was laughing at Brady eating the fucking pizza. All right. Run it back once Brady stops jerking off under his fucking desk. God damn it.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the All Sports Focus podcast. We are back here with the week 12? 11?
Well,
Fuck, we need to start over again. I need to know what I'm talking about. Is this week 12?